Good morning and welcome to Medical Chats with Pip. So this morning we're going to have a quick talk about one of my newer supplements I've been exploring in recent times called Alpha GPC. Have you ever heard of it? Most people that I speak to about this haven't. It's a smart little choline booster. It helps to fuel your brain's acetylcholine. So acetylcholine is related to memory and focus. So it can be really important for improving your cognition. Now, when you think about that, most people think about studying or work focus. And whilst it can absolutely be good for that, the way I'm testing it at the moment is with maintaining some of the concentration and focus that one needs to not die in the Whistler Mountain Bike Park. So what are the benefits of this? It gives you this kind of sharp feeling. So to me, it feels a bit like having a really good quality coffee. See you down there. I feel like I get a bit of a quicker recall and some sort of, it feels like my body listens to my brain just a little bit quicker, which can, in the situation that you will see soon, can be actually pretty remarkably important. Look, what are the potential negatives though? So it can be a little bit more expensive than other supplements, and I'm very much into keeping things as affordable as possible. So always it's worth testing and trialing these things for yourself. Dosage wise, generally the products on the market, they come in different strengths. I take about 300 to 600 milligrams at a time. So I buy them in a 300 milligram dosage form, way more than that. It does have very good evidence for crossing the blood-brain barrier. So can it get into your brain and do what it theoretically at least says it's going to do? Then yes, definitely. The other thing about this supplement that I actually think is worth mentioning that's super exciting and interesting is it does seem to have a little bit more data coming into play around its neuroprotective potential. So basically, this is a supplement that is being used with modest, but in an area where not much else is success, in people who have had strokes, people who have had other brain injuries, concussions, things like that. So it definitely also has been showing some promise in age-related cognitive decline, dementia, and as many of you, that is something I am frankly quite terrified about happening to me, and certainly very keen to do whatever I can to prevent it. It is used by some athletes for a bit of a performance boost. It is not listed on the banned substances list as far as my cursory glimpses, although always check for yourself, and it is always sport and region depending, so check that up every single time. It's quite a short half-life. Now that can be a negative, but it can also be a positive because it gets in, does what you need it to do, and then it wears off pretty quick, which is great. And do we have a lot of long-term data on it? Actually, no, we don't. And that's just the way it is, unfortunately. Can it interact with other medicines? Yes, absolutely. All drugs that do anything positive can have side effects and can interact. All drugs are poisons. The devil's in the dose. If you have any sort of serious mental health conditions, you need to be extra careful with any of this stuff, and please speak to a professional. What are the negatives? The main thing that I've seen written in the literature, although I have not experienced any of these myself, is it can cause a little bit of like stomach, that indigestion reflux, icky kind of feeling in the tummy. It can, some people have reported heartburn, which is probably related to that as well. And some people a bit of kind of a jittery effect. So in some ways, like caffeine. But bottom line is, think about your own health. Snatch for that low-hanging fruit first. Eat well, move your body, get out in nature, be connected to people, not to electronics. So on that note, put your phone away and I'll talk to you later.